Hi guys, Ajax22 here, and we've completed another round of electrolysis and done a penetrating oil soak. Then we took the revolver here and did a wire wheeling with a fine wire wheel and a Dremel. So it's looking pretty decent actually. I'm not 100% sure, but I think on these guns there's another little panel that comes off right here over the trigger. And it seems like this little arm still has some carbon flake or something in it. And I'm not 100% sure if that's supposed to be like that. It might just be an errant pin or a dinged bit. But parting lines are starting to be kind of visible. Still quite a bit to go on this, but it does look like there's a decent amount of steel present. No movement on the crane. The trigger is very moving, and the spring here looks to be pretty freed up at the moment. I haven't been able to find any numbers on her, but that might be a function of the pitting on the left hand side here, but it seems more likely that it's under the crane at this point. No real visible marks right now, but there's still quite a bit of black flake on there that'll need a couple more rounds of electrolysis to break free. And then we'll have to see what we got to do about these parting lines, and I don't know if we're going to have to do any sort of hot wrenching on it. I'm hoping that we can just do penetrating oil and then very gradual wiggling and have it all come loose. But yeah, no markings yet, but you can see like right here it's really obvious. There's a lot of this black flake, and I might just have to take like a knife blade and essentially whittle it off the steel. Yeah, also gonna have to buy a bore cleaning setup here at some point. I don't have any cleaning kits, but I need to buy one anyway, as I'm going to start going shooting a little bit more, and I'd like to keep some of my guns clean, so needed to happen. Yeah, very interesting. I'm kind of surprised at how solid this seems. It has really deep pits, but the meat of the frame seems to be fairly intact. I'm not 100% sure if it's gonna come apart cleanly. There's a real chance that this might need to be have the pins and screws machined out, especially that one. But yeah, it's gonna take a little doing. I think worst case on this, the barrel's trashed. We have to pull this one out, which will take some doing, and worst case, cut it, machine it out, and then rethread it. Maybe even bump it up a tiny scooch to a slightly larger thread, and then turn a barrel and replace that, and then do some sort of reverse electrolysis to pit the outside of the barrel to match, and then do the wax plugging like we did on the 1911. This part's got me a little concerned. Not really sure what to do about that. kind of play it by ear as it frees up a little bit more and as the internals come apart. There's quite a bit of gunk in there still, and I don't know if there's anything other than just a couple more rounds of electrolysis and some working it over with like an ice pick that'll work, but gonna have to get a little creative. Revolvers are a lot harder to work on than autoloaders for these restorations, but that's, you know, just a function of revolvers being revolvers. I mean, you buy a revolver frame and a handful of revolver parts just randomly, try to put them together, it usually won't work. You try that with an autoloader, you know, it might not be perfect, but it's nowhere near as finicky or precise. Revolvers, they're just more actual gunsmithing goes into them, and that makes it problematic when you're bringing them back from the dead. I'm feeling pretty good about this one. All right, well, this video is getting quite long, so I'll gonna dip it in the electrolysis tank again and probably change the fluid out because it's getting a little nasty over there, and get a new electrode. But yeah, should be good. All right, have a good one.